Hey everyone, I'm so sorry it's taken so long to get around to making this video. I'm an idiot because I've been waiting till I felt a lot better. I've been getting a lot of pain in my shoulder the last couple of weeks because, I had a cortisone injection over a year ago and it's worn off and it's just hurting all the time. And I can't get another one till next Wednesday. And then I realised, oh my God, who's going to watch this channel? People who know me, people who have a chronic illness, or people who are studying full time. And probably none of you really care if I look a bit tired or in pain or whatever. I thought, oh, you're Karen, you're being stupid. So I just thought, just go ahead and make it anyway. Then I'm like, oh, but I need a shower. Oh my God, but then my hair will be wet. It's like, oh, just make the video, because there's like only one video on my channel. And so, here I am, looking as I look. So anyway, good news though, I'm feeling actually really good. Because last night I've been trying to get my protocol done for my scoping review. And it's like been 6 months trying to get this scoping review protocol done so we can register it and get on with the project. And there's always been just little changes because we've got 4 people in the whole chain, 2 supervisors, another person and myself. And everyone's just little changes and it's been frustrating. Thought we were there. Then what do? I go to the guidelines, PRISMA guidelines for scoping review, and realised, I think I've got to make fairly significant changes. Just when everyone's like, no, yeah, I think we're there. Minor changes. So send that back to everybody. But hopefully I've interpreted those guidelines correctly. What I've written makes sense and will make it better. Fingers crossed. I'm not going to get back all this feedback. No, this sucks. Redo it in hours and hours of amendments I have to make. So we'll see. But yeah, feels good to at least have done the work, and hopefully we're almost there. But I feel like I've been saying that for weeks, maybe months, that hopefully we're almost there. Because until we can kind of get the protocol done, I can't get on with the actual data collection and doing the work. And until we get to that stage, we won't produce any results. And until we produce some results and we can start writing up the paper, we won't have anything that we can send off as abstracts to conferences or anywhere for me to be able to present to get things going. So it's kind of like, it just slows down the whole process, but maybe I'm being stupid this early and things worrying about all that stuff. But I guess that's how I think. I try to think ahead and plan ahead and kind of overanalyze it and just kind of drive myself crazy thinking maybe of too many things. But if I if I don't, I'm going to miss opportunities. So it kind of drives me mad. But anyway, that's why my to-do list is so long and I've got so many categories and so many kind of, anyway. Yeah. My to-do list is in OmniFocus. If anyone's interested and you use a Mac, it's a great program and it helps you forecast and work out different, different tasks and forecasting and categorizes things and kind of, you can use tags and it's really excellent. It's really good, but it doesn't help when you put, heaps of stuff in it, but you can move it around really easily. So, and it's good across platforms. So it syncs to my iPad. So it's really good. If I'm in bed and I'm like, I just, as you're falling asleep, you think of something, I just grab my iPad and put it in there really quickly. So that's really helpful. But, kind of got this last assignment, got to start, but I realised I've got to watch all these videos. Kind of lost all this time when I went to the conference and I've just kind of got a lot of coursework videos I've got to catch up on. So I'm doing a coursework subject this semester, which is really fun. It's ethics and epidemiology and biostatistics. So yeah, it's heaps of fun, but kind of at the pointy end where I've got about 2 modules worth to catch up on, and I watch videos and then take notes along with the videos, kind of modified Cornell notes. So I've got to just sit down, concentrate and take some notes before I can actually do the assignment. It's due in 3 weeks, and normally at this sort of point I would have already done about 20%, 30% of the assignment, but I've only just sort of finished assignment 3, well, kind of signed off and just kind of officially finished it. That's due on Monday. But I kind of done the bulk of that 2 weeks ago. So kind of feel like I'm behind, but I'm not really behind. But mostly because I've got gallbladder surgery coming up. I don't have a date yet, but it's supposedly next month. I called the hospital the other day and they're going to give me a date next week. So this assignment and our, exam could be due right when I have my surgery. So it's just kind of stressful at the moment because I don't know if, it's all going to, I kind of just don't know, having fibromyalgia, what my recovery is going to be like. For normal people, or people without that, recovery is about a week, the doctor told me. So he said to factor in at least another week, but it's so hard to know. And I don't know what my functionality is going to be like, if I'm just going to be sleepy all the time, or if it's just going to be a bit of extra pain where it's like, okay, probably just stay in bed, but I can still do stuff on the computer. So it's just frustrating not being able to plan ahead and know what I'm going to be able to do, what types of things and at what pace. So I kind of feel like I've just got to do heaps now so that I'm ahead. And that's kind of what life is like with things like fibromyalgia. I'm trying to tilt my head because I know my glasses are glaring. Everything, you kind of always have to have contingencies. And with these sorts of illnesses, they can kind of, it's frustrating not being able to be as spontaneous as you'd like because there's always the need to factor in so many contingencies because things can come up. You can plan only for so much and then things can come up. I have a strange type of migraine that gets triggered by environmental factors like noise, certain pitches of noise, like kids screaming, alarms, particularly if they're close to me. Like, where was I once? I was in the library at uni and I was at the fire alarm set it off, and it causes muscle weakness, slurred speech, uncontrollable facial movements. I do that. So I'm drunk, but cognitively I'm fine, but I just can't communicate. So I have to carry a card with me so I can give it to people and explain what's happening. So I just never know when that's going to be triggered. And I have to kind of pace because pain-wise, I'm pretty good. I kind of sit at a 3 or a 4 on the pain scale out of 10 most of the time, but things can kind of build up. So if I overdo it in the day, I could suddenly sort of hit a 7 without kind of realizing it. But after 27 years, I'm kind of used to the sorts of things that will suddenly escalate the pain or the fatigue up pretty quickly. Like carrying heavy things, or even, moderately heavy things. A litre of fluid for me is heavy. So I kind of worked out how to pace things. But, stress is a big thing I have to keep under control. So, at the moment, there's just so many balls in the air, juggling so many different things with this surgery coming up. having a date will be really, really good. At least I can kind of go, okay, where does that fit in with my exam, my assignments? Okay, what sort of recovery do I think I'm going to likely have? Then I can plan around it. It's kind of like that theory of when I worked in personal development for a couple of years, we had a time management theory around rocks. If you imagine a vase and you've got to fill it with rocks of all different sizes, sand and water. Well, you don't put the water in first, do you? Because then you can't put the sand and the rocks in. Put in the big rocks first. And those are the big things in your life. So for me, that's a surgery. At the moment, that's a big rock. Then once I've got that in place, the exam, the assignments, other things happening in my life with the relationships, etc. They're smaller, and then other little smaller rocks might be certain appointments I've got and going to uni, keeping stress under control. Well, actually, that's a big rock. That's just an ongoing rock. Maybe that's the air in the vase. I'm not really sure. I haven't thought about that. Then you put the sand in, and that fills up all the little. So each little thing fills up all the gaps, and the water can fit in around that. And then that's how you fit everything in. But you've got to do it in the right order. I guess the trick is knowing what's a big rock, what's a smaller rock, what's a pebble, what's sand, and what's water. So it's all about prioritising correctly as well. And only you can know that. So that's that works really well. It's something I've been sort of working on for, when did I do that? Over 15 years ago, I worked in that industry. Yeah, so it's an ongoing thing that helps that sort of thought process. But it's always kind of checking in, I guess, and going, have I got my priorities kind of right? And that'll change too. There'll be times when I might have a bigger rock than surgery. Oh my God. I don't really think I want to right now have something bigger than that, but it could happen. Or there could be another big rock, you know. I've got an 85-year-old mum who lives 3 hours away from me, and she has needs, and I need to look after a lot of things for her and manage her care so that she can stay independently living in her home. And that takes a lot of work and effort. And so sometimes those are quite significant rocks I have to put in my schedule. And so managing all of that. So, and I guess the idea is that you're going to make sure you get them all in without the vase breaking, because that's the stress, isn't it? I guess for me, making sure that vase doesn't break. And I guess why partly doing this channel is to realise that can't do this alone, you know, and I'm not alone. There's lots of other people like me who are going through this sort of process, trying to do a post-grad degree or any sort of degree with a chronic illness. And it's you know, it's not easy, but I know for me, I'm doing it because it was literally a reason to get out of bed, you know, in the morning. And I love it. I love every single minute of okay, maybe not every single minute, but a lot of the minutes are amazing. I really love what I'm doing. And what I chose my area of interest. It's public health, and we're looking at, I guess, broadly health literacy, health communication, science literacy, consumer involvement in health research. And it's just amazing. I'm absolutely loving it. Nothing to do with dietetics, thank goodness, because I'm really not into that anymore. You know, like for general interest, but it's not an area in which I want to focus anymore. So this area I really love and feel I can really make a contribution. And that's what keeps me going. When I'm feeling yuck, in pain, tired, that's what keeps me motivated and going. I don't even have to motivate myself. Have an external motivator. I've just got it. Already it comes from within, and I think that's probably the case for a lot of us in this situation. That's what drives us. We're doing this by choice, or because we just want something else. At my age, I'm 47. By the time I get a PhD, I'll be 50. So, you know, that's a Not something I kind of just did lightly, this sort of change, but it's just something I know it makes me really happy. And so I feel like, it's something I can do while, I'm feeling that passion for a really long time. And that's the important thing. So I guess that's just maybe a little bit more insight into who I am, what makes me tick, what's going on at the moment. So hopefully now I've kind of got over my issue of making videos looking completely and utterly average. I'll get on a schedule and do some more. Might even do some more today. So don't be surprised if you see this outfit. But yeah, thanks for listening, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.